Good morning, friends. Welcome to Moxie Gardens. I'm Mike Toomey, and today I've got a treat for you, especially if you're into fairy tales, whimsical, or transformations. If any three of those meet your criteria, I'm your guy, because today I've got something fun planned along this pathway here. Right to the left of me, I needed something under the shade tree. Guess what? I figured it out. So I got on Facebook Marketplace the other day, found some logs that a gentleman was getting rid of free, just wanted to carry off his property. Grabbed my son, we went down, we dug through them, found one that would meet my criteria. So now I've got it on the property, and today we are going to transform this area. I'm hoping to shed some layers, so if you're ready for a transformation, whimsical or fairy tale, let's come along and I'll take you for a little treat. Let's get started.
There we go.
Okay, what a brisk little morning. Election night was last night, so that'll kind of help you determine when I made this video. I take bits and pieces of the day and I put together some of these videos. That's why I can't come to you all the time. But that being said, we are going to go ahead and remove all the plants, the hydrangeas, the ferns, the sweet potato vine, all from these planters and get them winterized. all those hydrangeas are going to go on the back side of our little hobbit home, and then we're going to kind of flirt with putting the ferns in between and some up front, and then I'm going to make a lap around the yard. I got areas that I've got new projects coming up, and so I want to take little bits of pieces where some things have died, and some areas, some of those perennials that I want to add into the garden, into this space that probably aren't doing as much for my eye whenever I walk through the garden. So I'm sure you've got pockets in your garden that you planted it or was a great idea, and then as time evolves, more shade or more sun, whichever it might be, you tend to start to lose some things, or you started out with an odd number and now you have an even number, or you're down to 1 or 2. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to remove a bunch of plants throughout the garden and try to really maximize the beauty of that one particular item. So Lungwort, some Heuchera. We're just going to kind of start putting them together and design this area a little bit better. And then the last piece will probably be just adding bulbs. We're November 6th, 7th, something like that. So give you a general idea where we're at in the season. So let's get started removing this stuff. The sweet potato vine here in zone 6A, it's first frost, that's done, and we get cold rather pretty crazy. Like I would say we can get down to -10, -20, you know, not for a lengthy time, but if a storm comes through, we can get pretty cold. So it might look harsh right now that I'm throwing these away, but it's just time. Well, it's just a matter of time, actually. So let's just get this stuff over there and see how it transforms this little pocket of happiness for me. The door color is going to change, so as you're seeing this video, just know I'm still, you know, trying to figure out what color I want to do the door. That I like to use a lot of the resources throughout the garden instead of going and purchasing stuff. So if you remember, on the west side of the home, I built that little hobbit village over there and used the green doors. So I just have excess of that, and we'll be painting that up soon. So let's get this removed. I'll quit talking and we'll see where the day leads us. Okay friends, just as I promised, that transformation is so nice. Really loving everything about it. We'll talk through a few things before I let you guys go, but absolutely in love with it. Remember, when I first started this video, it's been 3 or 4 days. I did promise that I'd be coming to you that night, that evening, whatever, but lighting, ran into a couple snags, things. Supper time, and so one thing led to another. The next couple days, we ended up with a couple inches of rain, so thank you, Lord. But yeah, moving forward, this is just an absolute stunning piece. I hope it comes through just as well. Look at the ferns, how they soften the wood, that wood log, and then right around the door. You can see when I painted that door, I kind of left a little bit of the green that was on the background. Remember, that wood was used from another piece of the property on the west side of the home. And then how about that charming little handle that I made just out of some pieces of wood that were right here in the garden. So eventually I'm going to run, hopefully next spring, or late winter, I'm going to run actual electrical through this landscape, and not like in stitch-a-cords, but like full out electrical. And if you can imagine, I can set some lighting inside behind the door, and then that glow coming out, and I'll kind of pan around here in a second, and we're going to light up the chicken coop, and we're going to light up a bunch of things, and really want to get some lighting going on in this backyard. But what do you think? So the Lungwort was so dry when I dug it out of those spots. It was right up against the home. We hadn't had rain in a while, but yeah. So a lot of these things I did water down, and again, I said I had some rain. A lot of it was the Heuchera that kind of looks like it's just a little bit sad right there, and it is. It's in a new happy home, but I can tell you it was really dry where it was at, so we're waiting for it to come back. Here we are though in the second week of November, so my expectations are super low for it to really come through. But next spring, you can imagine how full these Heuchera are going to fill in the spot. And then I got that little turtle in there. It'll blend in. The Lungwort's really going to fulfill, you know, that extra color in there. And then you saw how I placed those extra rocks in there. I think rocks are key to breaking up a lot of the patterns that I have going on in the garden. Let's see, I did have a few other things that we went through the garden and dug out. So I had this piece of driftwood that somebody brought me back from another state. I think it was Colorado or Wyoming. It's been in the garden for a couple years, but now I can really maximize the beauty of driftwood and whatnot. You can see these dry spots along there. I'm going to be finding a new ground cover. I can't figure out what I want to do. I did swing by one of our local nurseries that I purchased a lot of things from. I just wasn't able to find what I was looking for. And again, not their fault or anything. We are towards the end of the season, second week in November. So my expectations were real low what they would have. But you can see I'm going to go through here. And with the pattern of the steps that lead in, whatever my ground cover is, I'm going to poke it in between. And so it'll really blend in really well. But this gives you a general idea of the pattern and what this is going to look like. The hydrangeas in the back, I'll keep those at a manageable size, but I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna see how well it does. You can see the limelight hydrangea back there, and really what I'm trying to do is get rid of the neighbors back there. Being in the middle of the city, it's a little hard, you know. I got this landscape. Let me pan around here. I'm probably going to be in the image, so I apologize for that, but I've got everything going on in here, and I'm happy about what we're actually doing. But sometimes it just doesn't feel like the feeling that I'm trying to get with this landscape. I really want to feel like once you step through the gates, or once you come around the side of the landscape, that it's just a very unique, one-of-a-kind type landscape. And it's hard to do whenever you have I haven't figured it out. I'll put it that way. I haven't figured out quite how to blend the lower half of the garden to the top half. So I do have all these trees that are really, you know, performing well and helping me do that a little bit. Anyways, a lot of words for nonsense, right? So these planters, how beautiful were those? They still are, but how full they were, and how I just thought it added so much. And if you recall, I'll kind of stand over it this way. But if you recall, the reason why I ended up with these planters that I purchased from our local nursery is because I have this birch tree right here. So I have 3 birch trees along the edge there. And in the beginning of designing this garden and plopping in stuff, I didn't know much about any of this stuff, trees and shrubs, and you know how things work out. So ultimately, once I put these trees in and they started to get mature, it was very hard to find plants that would get along with the lack of water they get because they're under these birch trees. Birch trees really consume a lot of the moisture that's through there. Could I find perennials and shrubs that will work out well with them? Yes. Have I found something that works in this area? No. So that's why we went with these planters. I'm going to empty them out, winterize them, and just keep them for next spring. And next spring is just going to be a lovely, lovely piece right through here. Okay, so I'm thinking, just so it doesn't look like it's just man-made, obviously we know, right? I'd put it in. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to bring out some more soil through here, pop these hostas, remove the birdhouses back there going into that other birch tree. I've got the ajuga through there. I don't know if that's coming through with the shadow lines. And some Heuchera. I think with the coleus back here, they'll be coming out. But I think if I can just bring this just out just a little bit and kind of, you know, flirt around some of these shrubs, I can make it feel more like it was thought out and it's been here forever. So, But look at how the light just plays so well with this area. And gosh darn it, I really do wish the plants were really standing tall today. And again, the expectation wasn't there, but really wish it was for this video. Obviously, those ferns are just remarkable and really soften all the hardscape that's in here. And if you can imagine, next year it's just it's gonna be so awesome. It really will be, and I can't wait. And I can't wait to add the ground cover in there. I'm thinking I could carry the ajuga over if I want, or I don't know. You guys have any ideas? I could pop, you know, right here in my home, the Heuchera do really well. I could keep those in there and bring them out. Pachysandra is what I was thinking. I have a pattern back there by the chicken coop that would really perform well there. So we'll see. I do need it to be low growing. And I also thought about just adding annuals, small growing annuals, to give me some pop of color. But again, with everything that we've got going on, I worry about too much. If that makes sense, you can really get away from doing too much. But ultimately, this is the view I'm gonna see when I look out my window, as well as touring through here. And we're gonna have these throughout the garden. And if those of you who have been following me for a while, you know we're starting to sprinkle more of this fairy tale, fantasy type things into this garden. But just overall, I'm so excited about the whole deal. We'll manage a lot of those things that are in the background with the heights that we get. I'm wanting to plant in some bulbs through here, but I can tell you this area right here is just, I have tons of squirrels that come through here, and every year they seem to get a hold of these pockets. And since the soil's so fresh and easy to move, I'm gonna wait until next season to pop any bulbs in here, because I think they're gonna have a free-for-all. But anyway, let me know what you think about the ground cover. Maybe Whimsy is not your thing. Fairy tale's not your thing, but if you like flowering, you can definitely see how this area just transforms so nicely. So anyways, thank you guys for watching. Feel free to follow me on my Instagram, Moxie_gardens. It's still in the infancy, right? I've been doing this for a couple years, but I don't come to you guys very often. So feel free to follow me there. I do post daily, and you guys can keep up on some of this craziness that I'm doing here in the garden. But that being said, we will talk to you folks on the flip side. We'll see you later. Hit the like, hit the share, and toodles. Bye-bye now.